pick up until you pick up that I'm cueing you. All right, guys, so we're gonna get started. Have a seat, have some water. We do want to make sure that we are adequately hydrated. We talk often about the connective tissue fascia. It is the netting that covers us. So we have muscles, organs, bones, tissues, right? And that connective tissue holds everything in place. Otherwise, if we're doing jumping jacks or walking around, everything would flop all over everywhere, right? So why everything stays in place is we have netting that sort of just holds everything there. Just like tendons and ligaments are connective tissue, fascia is too. It's considered an organ in our body. Problem is when we stop moving, like we did as children, we're kind of constantly moving as kids, we become a little more sedentary, going to college and getting jobs and then retirement. It's not moving around as much as when we were younger. The problem with that is our connective tissue gets stiffer, and then we have limited ranges of motions and feeling stiff and achy. So we want to make sure that we're moving in such a way that we're loosening this netting that can bind us up, right? And we talked about 3 planes of range of motion: sagittal, forward and back, frontal, side to side, and transverse, twisting. And when we move in all 3 of those planes, that connective tissue is going to be very healthy. When we leave out one, then we get a little asymmetrical in our bodies. So we're going to be moving in such a way we bring symmetry to our bodies. We think about, why did we feel so great in our 20s and 30s, and then in the 40s, 50s, 60s, we now have back pain? Well, it's kind of because that connective tissue just got real stiff, and we can work with that. So that's the good news. So happy Monday, the sun's shining. It's a little cool, but we've got that beautiful sun. I love our supportive community, how we come together. We're here to support each other, here to feel good, right? So today, if you do have some kind of a tennis ball like this, something in your kitchen, around your house that you could improvise, it could even be the end of a handheld weight. You could just use your hands to massage. So if you don't have anything like this, don't worry. But if there's something in your house, could be a ball of yarn, something you have that's like a little tennis ball, go ahead and grab that now. We're going to use that to loosen up connective tissue. Again, if you don't have anything, we can just massage, so no worries. We're going to put that off to the side for now. And let's go ahead and start with our breath awareness. So once you grab whatever it is you have and come settle in, make sure you have your water. And then we just settle in and embrace this moment right now. We're safe, we're secure in this present moment, and we want to find that beautiful gratitude. So let's think about what we're most grateful for today. Again, I'm just so grateful for this very supportive community. As we breathe in, breathe into the lungs, because we know every breath we bring in, we breathe in energy. Breathe in that life force energy. We call it prana in yoga and martial arts, they call it chi. But we bring in that life force, we want to acknowledge that, increase the life force energy. And then we'll take what's called a cleansing breath. This is where we inhale through our nose and exhale out of our mouths. Maybe an audible sigh, audibly letting go. Feels relaxing, doesn't the shoulders just release, right? So let's inhale through our nose. And then slow everything down. So we're feeling peaceful. Hands rest on the thighs, that nice feeling of groundedness. The feet are heavy. Take a deep breath in and nod the chin to the chest. And we don't have to go very deeply here. Just a nice sensation, feeling an opening without overdoing it. And we'll take our right ear over the shoulder And the left arm out the side of us and open and close the fingers. We want this pumping sensation, pumping action here, where we're pumping blood all the way down and up the arm, into the shoulder, into the neck, a little blood flow here. And then let's reverse and take it to the other side. So left ear over the shoulder, right arm out, reach toward the floor, and let's pump the hand there. We've got those fingers spreading wide and then gripping in tight. Good, breathing in and out. Hand to the left, let's take the right ear over. This time the left palm turns up. And that way we get a little different movement, right? We're still opening and closing the fingers, but it's a little different muscle group, getting inside of the elbow, into the forearm, and we'll try that on the other side. So let's take the left ear over and the right palm up, open and close those fingers, breathing. Good job. Couple more times, spread wide, grip tight, and then hand back to the left. And take the chin and roll it one side and the other. Little gentle half neck roll, rocking back and forth slowly, deliberately. So we're getting into the nooks and crannies. We're getting into the beautiful body. Good, unwinding, releasing. And then let's come right through center and sit tall away from the back of the chair. And what I'd like for you to do is look over your right shoulder, nod your chin towards your chest, and then take your right hand and use your fingers along the left side of your neck, pushing like you're playing the piano, pushing down on the trapezius. It's this piano playing motion. And if it's okay, nod up and down while you press on those little tighter spots, working right into the trapezius muscle. These are very tight muscle fibers we're getting into, that trapezius muscle, the neck muscles that lead all the way to the shoulder blade. And then we'll come back through center. Notice the difference of the two sides. We'll look left, and then the left hand will press on those tight spots on the right. You might find a big knot. And then nod your chin and maybe lift and lower while you just kind of massage there or play the piano on those tight spots. We want to open up some space there, get some blood flow. Notice where those tender spots are in the neck. Just loosening up the muscles there. Wow, I'm finding quite a bit. Sometimes we find a lot. We know it's time to go get ourselves a massage. Okay, let's come back through center and we'll interlace our hands right there behind the neck and then lift up. So opening up through the chest, creating space in the front of us now. So elbows spread wide, that's a connective tissue, stretching at the armpit, goes all the way down into our hips, our back, even the quadratus lumborum benefits from a good armpit stretch. So a breath or two here. It feels good to open the front body out, find that space. Good. And then come to neutral and just reach those arms nice and wide. Flip the palms up. Good. Flip them down. And then fingertips up. Yes. And then fingertips all the way down. And then palms up again and big stretch up. Look up. And then the hands are going to float to your heart. And we'll take some sun circles. So inhale. Palms overhead and they touch overhead. Bring them all the way back down. And one more time. Inhale, big circle up and overhead. And then hands to the heart space. Fingers are going to land right at the chest and we'll twirl the fingertips down. We might want to tuck our chin and look at the wrist just to get that back of the neck stretch. But it's a good forearm stretch. And then twirl the fingertips in and towards you so you can interlace, press those interlaced palms away from you and then up and overhead. Do the best you can with that because we're going to take those hands behind our head and then press your head into your hands as if you're pressing into the headrest of your car. And what that does is starts to stretch and strengthen the back of the neck. We might feel that in those upper chest muscles. And then we'll press back up again and then back stroke our way back. Really stretch there. And then hands to the heart, thumbs touch, One more time, twirl those fingers down, maybe tuck our chin. Twirl them all the way back up. And from here, maybe taking that opposite interlace, opposite index finger, and we'll take the hands out, up, reach for the ceiling. One more time, stretch it out. Push those hands and head together. Good. And then inhale, reach up, maybe look up this time. And then there's that big back stroke. Good job. And then roll it around, stomp those feet. Get the circulation going, get that lymph flowing. Nice. Let's get everything moving here. We crisscross at the arm to get into the lymph node area, armpits. Good. Swing that around a little bit. And then shake our hands. That's a lot of work for the back. Strengthens our back. Move those hands around. Good. All the way up and over. So the more we strengthen our backs, the more we can sit upright. It's really important. Go ahead and really slump like this. Tuck your chin just a moment, just to relax it all. Notice that your shoulder blades are rounding forward and up. We want the opposite of that. So let's roll the shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to sit up very straight away from the back of the chair. And I want for everybody to breathe in and take that left arm up. Good. And then exhale to release it, and then the right arm up. While we do that, we're going to test this range of motion, keeping that shoulder snug in its socket. Try not to hike the shoulder up toward the ear. Yes, and then see if you can take this without bending your elbow. And the more upright you sit, the higher the arm. The more you slouch, you're probably not going to be able to lift it up quite as high. So check in on that posture. Excellent. Now let's take it to the lower body. So we can hang on to our chair. We're going to extend through our right leg and then our left leg. It's good to stretch the back of the leg like this, strengthening those quadricep and abdominal muscles. So we want that flex foot. That's going to strengthen the quads even more. Toes to the ceiling here. Now let's put those two together. So we've got the right leg and the left arm. Good, got the opposite. And then the right leg, right arm and the left leg. And then find your marches here. Make sure you got opposite arm, opposite leg. Find your rhythm. Just get your rhythm going, marching, strengthening those knees, strengthening our backs. Good. Now we're going to see, can we take both arms up, big stretch, tall spine. Good job, guys. And then we're going to sit ourselves all the way back so we can take both legs up, really flex our feet, stretch those calves. And then we've got both arms coming up, both legs coming up. Oh, that's the work right there. That's that core work. Good job. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay. Bring it all the way down. Shoulder roll up, back and around again. We stomp our feet like this for better circulation. This helps us if we get dark purplish spots. We help push that blood out. So we bring those legs back to neutral color. Things are cooling there. That's not great for us to cool that blood in the shins. All right, sitting up, take a rest, soften your shoulders. Maybe look at the floor, close your eyes. One more big breath. And release. Good job. Now we'll take the ball, or if you have anything you can roll around. Or if you don't have anything, just use your hand in massage, all right? So if you've got the ball, we'll take it to the right palm. So right here in the center of your palm is a big netting of connective tissue, and it branches out to each finger. It essentially like the plantar fascia of your heel of your foot. You've got that same amount of fascia right there in the palm of your hand. It can get stiff, so let's use the ball and roll it around there on the palm of the hand. So remember, this fascia that we have, it covers our whole structure from the tip of your head to the tips of your toes. The bones and the muscles, all of that gets stiff as we age. So think about your whole body being covered by a fish net, right? And a fisherman's net out in the dock area, right? Over time, as it sits out in the sun, it gets dry and brittle. And our fascia, if we're not moving it, is kind of like a fisherman's net out in the sun. If we're not moving our bodies, our fascia body, just like that fisherman's net, is going to get stiff and brittle. Good. So the older we get, it gets brittle. So we have to make sure we're moving. Let's roll that around, and you might feel some sensation there, right? So we're loosening up that connective tissue, softening it up. The ball gets into those places, and we kind of ground it in there a little bit. So grind it in there, the thumb mound, the finger mounds, the palm, and then go to the other hand. Remember the thenar eminence right there? Get that guy, it's tender. Oftentimes, remember, when we have tender spots in our hands, they map elsewhere. Parts of our hand map to our digestive tract, our necks, other parts of our body. So when we massage one area of connective tissue, the whole chain benefits. Remember how we move our toes back and forth, and that helps us move our necks? We've done before and after. We know that this works. So roll it between both hands a bit, get all those tender spots. If we have arthritis in our hands, you can do this every day, because the mushier it is in there, the less symptoms you're going to feel. Get in between your thumb and your index fingers, especially. Really important connection there. A lot of arthritis in our hands is there at the thumb, happens at the thumb. So roll that up and loosen that area up. One fascia loosens up, the joints and the muscles support each other a whole lot better. Good. All right, let's put the ball to the side, just down there by your foot, and then open and close your hands and see if they move maybe with a little more ease. Yeah, feels good. All that's loose. And then we'll take our carpal tunnel. So right arm up, and let's go ahead and stretch that out, because we've got the connective tissue loose. Now we can stretch in the forearms. So when we can loosen that connective tissue, the joints and the muscles are working so much better, right? So it's really beneficial. Now let's move those wrists around. That's important. Move through your fingers, go the other way. And then with your palms facing the floor, just almost like you're waving at the floor. Do that lateral movement. Yeah. Good. Palms down. Everything about arthritis is movement, movement, movement. Any movement helps to break up those crunches. And then wave like you're waving at your friends. Good. And then circle the wrist and circle the wrist. Okay, super job. Same thing with that ball. We're going to take it underneath the foot. So the ball is going to be at your foot. You're going to go from the heel through the arch to your big toe and back. So roll from the heel to each toe, back and forth. So go to the pinky, up to the big toe to the pinky, back and forth. Good. And then move it around in the arch too, inner arch, the toe ball mound itself, the toe crease, the heel. And you might find a super tender spot. Hang in there, breathe through it, because that's connecting to someplace else that's super tight. Once you release this plantar fascia, you're releasing somewhere else that's connected to it. Roll it around. It's amazing what can be hiding up under there. It's a little tender. Good job. Take it back and forth, side to side, massage. Good. If it's tender, just stop and breathe. There are little trigger points under there. I know. Reflexology. A lot of this in the foot does reflect what's happening in our digestive tract. So doing this does help the digestive tract. It stimulates it. Now let's take it over to the other foot. So roll it from the heel to the big toe, through each toe, up and down vertically. Take it in little circles, heel, toe ball mount, toe crease. And you might notice one foot is much different than the other foot, more tender. That's very common. Don't forget the toe mound and the creases of the toe, because remember, creases of the toe mounts to our necks. If we have a stiff neck, it's always a good idea to massage the feet. It's like the body contains these secret little mats, kind of cool. All right, roll it around. Okay, now we're just going to take that ball off to the side, but the right foot, we're going to bring it up closer to us and use our hands now. With the hands, you can go to the area you found on the ball that was really tight and roll around in there. So use your thumbs to massage the bottom of the feet. And then you can control the pressure here. Maybe you can go deeper and work into the toe mounds here too, and the creases of the feet. Good. And then something I like to do is interlace my fingers with my toes. You go webbing of the finger to the webbing of the toe, and then pull the toes forward and back. Good. So kind of start with the pinky toe and work your way through, and then like a pedicure, ladies, so healthy to keep those toes moving up and down, because we want this webbing to be very pliable. Point and flex. Good. All right, now we're going to release our fingers and take it to our other foot. So the left foot's coming up. We're going to start using our thumbs to massage the arch, and we know this area can be really tender because we found some spaces with the ball that were tight. So be careful. There might be a little knot or two in there. It's like kneading this area. Why is it tight here? Because the fascia of the front body and the fascia of the back body connects at the bottom of the feet. Good. Loosen that up. So whenever we loosen up the feet, the rest of the body loosens up under the toes, the toe creases. And then whenever you're ready, start with your pinky and you can interlace, webbing to webbing. All the toes. I know sometimes it's hard to get those toes to separate. Do your best. And then go back and forth. Remember, 25% of our bones are in our feet. So important to work with the feet. Good. That's a lot of bones if you think about it. 25% in the feet alone, but they support our body weight, so it does make sense. But just move those toes around. When we have happy feet, we have happy bodies, and oftentimes we neglect our feet. And sometimes as women, we almost abuse our feet because we put them in high heels or shoes that are too tight for us and those kinds of things. So good to take care of those feet. Okay, let's release those fingers, shake the feet out again, give them some circulation, and then we'll sit back to where we can lift those legs and point and flex our feet. Good. Now we're bringing in some circulation. There we go. And let's take some windshield wipers in and out. You can feel that at your hip, moving the ankle just like we moved in the wrist. Good. And just kind of shake it out a little bit. So we have a little bit of a circulation, some sensation there in the feet. Nice, maybe a little more on the floor. One of my favorite things, I just love that. All right, because I'm always cold with my hands in the feet, that always warms us up. Let's take a bit of a chest opener. So we're just going to scoot a little bit away from the back of the chair. And we'll have our arms in cactus here because we want to always work on opening up this tight pec minor. So cactus arm, and we're going to lean back until our shoulders touch the chair. And then here, open up. Take your time. Pull those elbows back. Stretch across the pec minor that gets short and tight. Keeping our head neutral if it feels okay, or lifting your chin so face up to the ceiling. But if that hurts your neck, just bring your head to neutral, right? Lift your chest there a little bit, really stretch. Gravity is going to do a lot of work for us here. And then take a big breath across the chest. Nice, and then use your core to slowly come up. We're gonna take this to the opposite. So right arm will hug, right arm on top of left, and then let's round our back. So hang on, tuck your chin here as you come into that big C curve of your spine. When we tuck our chins, we squeeze that thyroid gland. And then let's come back up to cactus arms again, shall we? And then lean back, use your core, and let gravity work. Pull those elbows back, yeah? And then if you like, you can tuck your chin, it can be neutral, or you can lift the chin up. Just make sure you feel comfortable with your head placement there. At the end of the day, this is a great one. Or if you've been driving at the computer, maybe reading or sewing, knitting, something like that, it really opens us back up. Good. And you know what's great? In bed, if you could take your arms like this in bed, or if you're on the floor. Good. Now let's come on up and hug with the left arm on top. So it's nice to do lying down too. And in the bed, before you wake up, it's a good time to try that. Tuck your chin. And this is where we breathe into our back body, the below head. So we stretch those muscles that get so stuck in the thoracic spine. Nice. Now stay here, but come on up. So stay with crisscross. Maybe this feels comfortable and natural to you, or you might like the other arm on top. It's not a right or wrong. Choose which one works for you. Yeah. And then settle in with that. And then what we're going to do is take our twisting with our hands on our shoulders. So this is going to be a very gentle twist, very gentle cycle side to side. So this is that transverse plane where we're rotating. Good. We do a lot of forward flexion, a lot of bending forward. We do some back extensions during our day, mostly in class, so right? And we want to make sure we're doing this twisting along with forward folding. Good. Can you take a little peek over your shoulder? Keep those hips forward and just let the ribs go side to side. Right, let's come back to neutral. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. We'll put the one forearm on top like I dream a teeny, and then we'll pull that back. But try not to lead with your head. What leads is the bottom rib. Then the shoulder follows, and the head's the last to turn. That keeps us very therapeutic. If we lead with our head, we're tending to over twist. Yeah, and we're going to be overdoing it. So let's go nice and therapeutically. Lead with that rib. Now we're going to come to center and touch the fingertips together. Relax your shoulders and let's twist here. It's a little bigger range of motion. Let's notice what muscles we feel. Each time we change the arm placement, different muscles kick in, right? Are you feeling that? So gentle cycle side to side. It's getting less gentle though, the bigger we make it. Now come back in through center. It's just an open hand, so there's space, maybe like a foot, and then let's twist. There we go. All right, so with the elbows still bent, but the arms a little wider, we're feeling it differently. It's getting a little bit bigger. And then we're going to take those arms all the way out. So this helps us see over our shoulder. So imagine you're driving. What could you see if you were to change lanes? So important. Like I said, my daughter had a very, very traumatic driving accident. We want to make sure we can see what's behind us before we change lanes. Very important to know what's around you while you're driving. Be catastrophic if you can. So this is so important for me to have you keep your torso area nice and supple. We're still driving. It's extremely important. Good. One side and then the other. Good job. Now let's come back through center. Take those palms up and lift up and overhead. Beautiful. And then hands to the heart. Now we're going to place our hands on our lap and notice the openness, the expansiveness across our chest, our shoulders, our upper back, even noticing the warmth there, because that means we've gotten some nice circulation and blood flow. Very important. Just noticing whatever sensations you feel in the upper body, breathe. Good. Noticing that we warm things up along the ribs and the vertebrae, loosening our organs even, softening those shoulders, a couple of breaths. All right, we usually do some sort of eye yoga. It's very important to keep our eye muscles taxed and strengthened, right? Because it's easy for our eyes to get worse over time or to get very dry. So we want to keep those eyes moving. So what we'll do is look straight up at 12 o'clock and you can lift your eyebrows. That will help you lift up a little bit more. And then just look at each hour. So look at, without moving your head, just look at 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, 5, straight down to 6, and just pause there for just a moment. It's a little cross-eyed action, straight down the bridge of the nose, and then go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up back to 12, lift those eyebrows, then go the other way, back to 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, pause looking down, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to 12. Lift your eyebrows. Good job. Now look down at 6, straight ahead. Look at 3, look at 9, back to center, and then blink 3 times. Squeeze and open. Squeeze real tight, open, again, squeeze and open, and then we warm. Because we work those muscles, we can't stretch them, but we can relax them. So we make our hands really warm, get that prana bath, good energy bath for our eyes, and then make that little cup. I love to feel that energy, and then put that right over your eyes. Good, close your eyes, soften, just an energy bath for the eyes. Good job. And then release your hands to your lap. Nice. Perfect time to get some water. We're going to do a little series here to work once more in this torso area. For nearly all of us, turning freely to the right and the left becomes more restricted as we age. And it's worth considering because we literally turn thousands of times during our day, whether we're walking, reaching for a pen, putting on our shoes, we are making small turning movements. The marvelous engineering of our spine allows us to turn. In fact, the very word vertebrae comes from the Latin word vertura, which means to turn. So we are designed to turn. The only problem is when we stop turning, that range of us being able to turn gets less and less. So you may experience yourself some discomfort or some stiffness when you're driving, looking over your shoulder, right? And that's really my main goal for you, is to have that ability while you're driving. But it's just also coming throughout the day, because we don't want you to feel like you have less flexibility or less freedom of movement that you used to enjoy. We want to feel youthful all through our years, and that it is a myth that we have to have brittle bones and weak muscles and feel stiff and achy and tired all the time. We don't. If we're moving, we're going to feel so much better. The problem comes when our freedom of motion becomes restricted. Then our posture suffers and we feel less energetic, right? So we're going to do some movements for more flexibility so that we don't feel vulnerable to neck, shoulder, and back injuries. Sound good? These flexibility movements we're going to do are going to improve our posture and help us to feel more energetic. Are we ready? We're going to sit in our chair away from the back of the chair, not all the way forward, so about midway up the chair. We want to sit in our seated mountain position with our feet flat on the floor. We're going to have our hands right on our lap with our palms face down. And what I'd like for you to do is slowly start to turn your upper body and look over your right shoulder and then come back to neutral. That's just as easy as that. Go ahead and make each movement small and comfortable. You're just looking over that right shoulder and coming back. Keep your feet on the floor as you turn and look over the right shoulder, and make a little mental note of exactly how far you're turning. So maybe there's something you see behind you. As you turn, also noticing if you feel any strain, right? This is going to be our starting point, right? And then at the end, we're going to measure the improvement of flexibility we gain. We're going to do that one more time. Let's look over the right shoulder and then come back to center. Good. Now, what I want you to do is focus your eyes straight ahead. Continue to turn your head and your shoulder to the right, but your eyes stay straight forward. And what you're going to notice is you're not going to be able to turn quite as far, right? Because your eyes stay forward. That's okay. Don't use force. We really don't even want to stretch or strain. I just want you to turn, relax your neck, your shoulders, your chest, and your legs. And keep looking straight ahead as you turn to the right. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn right. Eyes stay forward, but your head is turning. So you're going to be looking out of the corner of your eyes there. Good. Now come back through center, pause and rest. Beautiful. Now, once again, go back to the very first one. Head, eyes, everything looks over that right shoulder, and then come back through center. Upper body, including your eyes, turning to the right. Turn your head, your eyes, your shoulders, and your chest gently, and then come back through center. As you're turning to your right, noticing if you can already start to notice a little bit more turn. Can you turn a little bit further to the right? Good. Let's do that one more time and just notice from the very first one, can you easily turn without strain? All right, back to the center. Now, your head and eyes are going to be face forward. It's just your shoulders. So keep your head straight. Just turn your shoulders to the right. And not even using your hands to push into your legs, just your shoulders and your chest. So keep your head and your eyes in the middle, facing forward, and slowly turn your shoulders and your upper body to the right. Good. It takes a few cycles, so just take your time, go slowly, exhale as you turn, and then return to center. As we're twisting, I want you to relax your jaw, your neck, your chest, even your shoulders. And notice as you turn, the right shoulder pulls back and the left shoulder pulls forward. Good. Now let's come back to center and rest. Going back to the very first exercise. Again, slowly turn your entire upper body to the right. And then back to center, turning your head and your eyes, and then back to center. There you go. Notice how turning to the right is becoming more and more easy, right? It's getting easier and more comfortable. Nice. Let's do a few more. Eyes, head, upper body, everything, chest, moving to the right. Your flexibility is going to automatically begin to increase. Excellent. Pause and rest in the center. Beautiful work. Rest. Now, notice if you can tell any difference between your left side and your right side. Notice the side of your neck and your shoulder. Any difference between tightness and relaxation between the two. All right, now what I want you to do is slide your left knee forward, keep your feet on the floor, and then bring your left knee back. Just slide forward and back. This is a very small movement. Relax your left leg and foot as much as possible. You're just sort of sliding this hip and knee forward slightly and slide it back. Good. Notice your lower back there. Even your head and your shoulders kind of turn a little bit to the right. It's just real subtle. Now, we're gonna add that in. So as you simultaneously move your left knee forward, start turning to the right again, but you're sliding your knee forward and then slide everything to neutral. And notice you get a little bit taller as you turn, sliding that left knee forward. And then exhale as you turn your chest. Good. You can be a little more flexible in that turning as you exhale. And as you turn, feel your pelvis moving a little bit, right? That left side coming forward. Noticing that moving your left knee forward is improving the ability to turn to the right. Relax your neck, your back, your stomach, and your legs. Try that one more time. The whole upper body turns to the right, left knee presses forward, and then come to center and rest. Good job. All right, so now just notice this whole left side again. Notice how this left side of your neck and shoulder are more relaxed than the right side after what we've been doing. Feel the difference. And we're going to take this whole series to the other side. So the first thing we're going to do is simply turn and look over the left shoulder now. Hips stay forward, slowly turning your upper body. Look to the left and then back to center. Good. It doesn't have to be a strain or a stretch. I just want you to look a little bit over that left shoulder. Keeping our feet flat on the floor. The knees are not moving. The hands aren't moving. But what we will do is, again, take that little mental snapshot. What is it you can see to the left without any strain, right? This is our before. What's the range of motion to begin with? Beautiful. One more. Upper body turning to the left. And then come back to center and pause. All right, so this time we're going to turn, but the eye gaze stays forward. So remembering, we're not going to be able to turn as far to the left because those eyes still look forward. Look straight ahead with your eyes in the middle. But we're going to turn our head and our shoulders, our upper body to the left. I like this also. It's a little bit of eye tracking. As we turn, make sure you're relaxing your face, your neck, your shoulders, and your legs. Make sure you're not jutting that right knee forward, right? Noticing that your upper body is not turning as much, right? When we've got those eyes facing forward. Good job. Eyes stay still, facing the middle, making each movement slow and easy. We're going to do that one more time. Good. Now come back to the center and rest. The body just absorbs what we were doing. Now we're going to go back to the first one where we slowly turn to the left with our eyes this time. Turn your upper body, including your eyes, to the left. Turn comfortably without any strain. Nice. Can you go a little bit farther to the left than when we first began? Good. Exhale as you turn, upper body, eyes, and chest. Inhale, center, exhale, turn. Let's do it one more time to the left. All right, let's rest in the center so the muscles can relax. Now this next one, the head and the eyes stay forward. This is just the shoulders, right? So keeping our head and eyes in the middle, taking that turn to the right, but we're facing forward, or sorry, to the left, but we're facing forward. Now slowly turning the shoulders to the left. Relax your face, your neck, your jaw, your shoulders, even your stomach relaxes. Good. And you're just going to turn as much as you can, relaxing. So that way we're not straining or stretching. It's just pure range of motion. And feel how that left shoulder pulls back and the right shoulder pulls forward, right? Head and eyes straight on. So the head stays neutral with the pelvis. Good, let's do one more. See what's happening is that connective tissue is slowly releasing and unwinding. Okay, rest, breathe. And then we're going to turn everything to the left again. Turn your head, your upper body, including your eyes, to the left. And feel how much easier this movement is becoming. Each time we add something on, notice as you turn to the left, that your right knee kind of naturally wants to come forward with this, right? And we're just going to kind of let it do what it naturally does. We're not going to introduce that knee, but if it goes forward, just kind of let it, right? We're not going to stop anything or introduce anything, just let things happen. And notice when you first started, was that knee wanting to go forward as much as it is now? Probably not, because you had less range of motion. Good. Now stop in the center and rest. Breathe. Good work. All right. Keep our feet flat on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. We're just going to move that right knee forward and back. Right knee forward. It's very subtle. You're just sliding that right knee forward a little bit and back. Just slightly forward. Good. So after you slide it forward, let it come back to neutral. Good. Try your best not to push that right leg forward a whole lot. Just relax it. Let it slide gently forward and back. Relax your right leg completely. And then notice what you feel along your back side there. What do you feel in your left low back? Notice your whole right side coming forward, even your shoulder and your head. Now go ahead and take that turn with your right knee sliding forward. And as you do that, noticing, are you increasing the range of motion? Good. So you're going to slide that right knee forward. Notice your body gets a little bit taller when we introduce that right knee sliding forward. Good. Feel the slight movement of your pelvis. Noticing how much further to the left you're turning. And make sure you're exhaling as you turn. Good. And now one more time. Come back through center and rest. Good. Feel how relaxed you feel now on that right side. Remember, it was feeling tighter. Notice how the two feel. Feel the difference. Excellent work. All right. Now, this time, as we move our left knee forward, look right. Come to center. Move your right knee forward and look left. So just take it side to side. We want to look over the shoulder. Good. Turning your entire body to the right and to the left. And then go through start position. Side, start, side, start position. Taking the knee forward as we turn the opposite body to the side. Good. Make this movement smooth and continuous. Now I'm going to let our hands slide. So as you turn to your left, let your right hand slide to your right kneecap and then pull it back to your hip as your left side. Kind of like we do with the cat-cow, but your arms are following your shoulders. Left shoulders forward, pull that left hand forward. Right shoulders forward, pull the right hand forward. Good, side to side. Relax your legs as much as possible. So you're not pushing, right? You're just sliding and gliding. Excellent. Now come through center. And now you're going to keep your head and your eyes facing forward. Turn with your knee, but keep your head forward. So I'm still sliding my hand. Still letting that knee slide forward, but my head stays center. Good. Continue turning the rest of your upper body right a little and left a little. Relax your face, relax your neck and your shoulders, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Good. One more time to each side. Beautiful job. Let's come right back through center, everybody. Great work. Now, with as little bit of effort as possible, turn your upper body to the right. Now come through center, not our knee or hands or anything, just your upper body to the left. Good. Now flow this side to side as you turn to the right and the left. We're going to notice that the right shoulder's forward, the left shoulder's back. And as you turn, noticing if you've gained range of motion. Notice if your flexibility has increased. Good. Now we're going to come through center and we're going to turn our body to the right, but our head left. Our body to the left, but our head right. So you're going to turn. Eyes are going to go one direction, head the other direction. Go slowly so the movement is smooth and easy. Don't stretch or strain. Your flexibility will automatically increase. Relax your jaw, your neck and your shoulders and your legs as much as you can. Turn your upper body and your pelvis to the right, head and eyes left. Turn your upper body and pelvis to the left, upper body, everything opposite of each other, alternate. Head and shoulders. Good. 2, you might feel a really nice cervical twist. And 1, beautiful. Now, here we go. We're going to measure it again. So your whole everything, knee, left knee coming forward, left hand coming forward, look right. Right knee going forward, look left. Good. Take that side to side. We're going to turn our head, our eyes, our shoulders, and take the knee with us. Measure your improvement. Move to your left, move to your right. Good. Now, as you can, notice how much more you can turn. So remember that little mental snapshot, what you could see over your shoulder. Are you seeing past that into a greater range of motion? Noticing how easily you're turning and how much farther to the right and the left you can see. Feel how much flexibility is increased without really stretching or forcing anything. But one more time to each side. Oh my goodness. All right, now right back through center. I just want you to close your eyes for a moment or look down at the floor and rest. Feel how comfortably you're sitting. Feel that your weight is now balanced evenly on your pelvic sitting bones. Your lower back is slightly arched and you may feel and look a little bit taller. This is because your feet are relaxed, your muscles are relaxed, your posture is more upright. This is the way we want to sit as much as possible. So just glance at the floor, close your eyes, another breath. Very nice. The more we sit like this, the more upright, the more we're going to avoid aches and pains, and you'll feel more energetic. All right, we've finished all of that. We're going to just take a stand up and see how we feel. So come on up in standing position. Come behind your chair. Have that chair in front of you. Good job. Notice how tall you're standing after taking your spine side to side like that. Relax the tension out of it. And then we're going to take a long reach up toward the ceiling, get even taller. And then take our hands to the chair and walk ourselves back so we can stretch it out even more. A little bend in the knees so we're not overstretching the back of the legs. But the idea here is to lengthen through our spine even more. Fingertips on the chair, visually thinking about our spines. We want to use imagery here. It's so important. Thinking of the disc of the spine, long and spacious, straight and strong. The muscles, the erector spinae is strong. And then we'll walk up to our chairs and come up to our tippy toes, roll those shoulders back into a back arch, lift your heart, lift your chin, stand on those tippy toes, and then lower the heels. Good job. And standing cat-cow. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And as you take your standing cat-cow, tucking and arching, visualize that all of the arches of the spine are intact and in place, supporting the vertebrae. Good work. Now let's stand tall, lift our right arm up to the ceiling and lean to the left like a crescent moon. Just arc over to the left, look down at your left ankle. Good, and then come to the other side. So lift that left arm up, lean to the right, look down at the floor. Excellent job. Come up through center and just notice all the amazing ways the spine has moved for us in this last hour. Let's take our right knee in a bend, just lift and lower it a couple of times. Straightening that right hip and then circle the right hip forward. Good for arthritis. Arthritis is just bones gone awry, bones creating calcification. We break it up and we roll around. Let's go backwards. Good job. Now go ahead and take that leg out straight, step it behind the right leg, look over your left shoulder, and then lift that left arm up. Nice. Release the left arm. And then open up the whole right side. Take that right arm back. Place your hand to the chair, right foot comes back. Bend the left knee, open and close a few times. Good, and then roll around a little bit. Breathe. That circumduction helps to break up arthritis there, hip circles. That's why I love yoga. It nourishes our whole body. Go the other way. Sometimes we overuse one side of the body, especially if you're like me and have scoliosis. So this makes both sides even, Steven. Now take that left leg out, cross it behind the right, step that whole heel down, look over your right shoulder, and then lift your right arm. So you're stretching and turning. Right arm to the chair and then open up, swing that left arm open, stretch. That connective tissue again. Now hand to the chair, step it back, come back to your chair. Well done. Nice. We're very warm, so we can just take that right leg out, hinge forward, grab our right toes, breathe. So the warmer we are, the better it is to stretch our muscles, right? Once we warm things up, they get nice and soft like a piece of clay. Good. Now let's go to the other side, left leg out, hinge that forward. Good job. Woo. Sit all the way up. Raise your hand if you got more range of motion doing this side to side stretch. Anybody get? Okay, perfect. So remember, that's some things that you can do on your own. It's so important to keep ourselves subtle here in our rib cage so that we can move so freely and wake up with less aches and pains and have less limitations. Let's take our arms overhead so we can pull in that gratitude. When we lead with what we're most grateful for, we have a great day. So I'm so grateful for you. Thanks for joining me. Well, and hope to see you again on Thursday. Take care, everybody. Have a rest of your day. Good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mindy, very much.
You're welcome. Good job, everybody. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, Mindy. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.